in Sedalia, Missouri at Halcyon Forge in a cute blue house. And what is this actually called?
I'm a bladesmith is what I would consider it, but this would be a blacksmith shop and metalworking. We make knives from reclaimed materials, use a lot of different steels, different woods, anything we can pretty much find that we can use.
How did you even get into this? How did this become part of your life?
My dad and I were at an outdoors show and they were selling handmade knives, and I like to make something rather than buy it, so I figured I would research that, and 6 months later I started making knives. And I started with hunting knives, but they don't get used very often, and I wanted to make something that's used every day by people that are committed to their job, so I made chef knives.
That's so cool. You said it's reclaimed steel.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you find it?
Junkyards. We go to swap meets and stuff. We use automotive parts, reclaimed saw blades. We pick it up anywhere we can find it. I
would assume that the metals have different compounds inside of them depending on what they're used for.
Correct.
So do you have to kind of keep it separate, or you just melt it all down? Does it matter?
We don't melt anything. It's as it is, but we forge it into the shape we want it to be.
Okay.
Most of my knives are sold to Bertarelli Cutlery, and I also do a lot of custom orders.
So custom orders from chefs?
Mm-hmm. So this one is a custom order, and the girl has sent me a piece of her apron from her first job, and I made a laminate out of it, and that's what this is.
Oh, cool.
And then she told me that one of her interests is whiskey, so I found some oak whiskey barrel wood, and that's what the rest of the handle is.
It's gorgeous. So what made you realize that you could turn this into your livelihood, your craft?
I wanted to do something different, unique. I wanted to take the old and make it new again into something beautiful and useful. So I start with reclaimed steel. This would be a saw blade. It was 28 inches when we started. I'll draw my shape on there and then I cut it out.
And you're going to grind down these edges so that it kind of meets your template?
Right. So from there we will shape it closer, and then we will go to the forge and forge it.
So you're making the blade itself, and you're also making the handles. And how do you join the two together?
So I'll have the finished blade, and then I'll find wood, local wood, native wood. There's several places that sell reclaimed wood, and I cut it so there's two pieces. Put it on there, epoxy it. I use pins, so it's got mechanical and chemical bonded.
That's so cool.
Start to finish, I have 10 to 12 hours in a knife.
Wow, that takes an amazing amount of dedication. So how long have you been making knives?
Really consistently for 10 months.
So you took 6 months to learn. You've been making knives for about 10 months, and already your knives are being picked up by chefs across the country.
Yep. So now it's finished. We hand sanded and treated the handle. It's oiled and it's ready to go to work.
When I was watching you work, it's very exacting. Have you always been a very exacting and focused person?
Not at all. Like, this is the only thing that I want to make perfect every time.
What is it about making knives that captured that part of your personality?
It's got everything that a hobby needs to have. Steel, fire, wood, sharp, and the fact that it can be used every day. It's a great feeling to know that my knives are out there working every night when I'm still up too.